Hi, I just want to share with you my experience at the premier San Diego Yarn Crawl this year, 2013. I want to show you my little bag. You can see the logo and all the different yarn shops that participated. There were also two alpaca farms. To show you the little flyer. One was A Simpler Time, and the other was, which this brochure is from, La Dolce Vita Alpaca Farms, or Alpacas. And at both places they have 40 alpacas, and they are just the cutest, cuddliest with their big, huge eyes, and they just look at you, and they're furry and so soft, and you get to feed them and pet them and love on them, and they're pretty tolerant of it, which was cool. And there were two, so I did the yarn crawl over 2 days instead of the 4, and ended both days at Alpaca Farms, which was a really fun, unique way to end all the yarn shopping and yarn tasting I did all around the county. Another thing that they did was, speaking of yarn tasting, this one was from the Black Sheep. They had by far the largest yarn tasting, but just about every single shop had a yarn tasting. The Needlecraft Cottage gave you a yarn tasting to go. And this one in particular is Ba in this cobalt blue that's just gorgeous. So I want to sample something up and maybe go back and get a whole skein of that. And of course I got lots of beautiful, fun stuff to knit and crochet with. And I even got a beautiful shawl pin from Yarning for You in San Marcos, and this is hand carved wood from the San Diego fires, the last major fire we had in 2013. You can wear it a couple of ways, and it's hand carved, and I thought it was a nice San Diego yarn crawl memory type of thing to have. Plus, it's just beautiful. Also, they had different activities, techniques. Teachers at the Black Sheep. They had the freeform crochet instructor Barbara. And they also had No Hassle tassels. This is my first time actually making a tassel, and they had tons of colors and textures that you get to play with and blend and mix together. I just kind of was feeling very bright, so I did this one. And some of the yarn shops also gave little goodie bags or just little gifts like measuring tapes, scissors, beads, tattoos. Yarny for You. That was fun. And also at the Black Sheep, I know I keep going back to it, but they had so many activities today on Saturday. I don't know if they did them every day, but on Saturday, today's the day I happened to go. And they had a fastest knitting contest that was sponsored by Addie or Skasel. And I got to keep the size 6 Addies that I had done in the competition, which was really cool. And there were only 2 of us that entered at 12:30. I think they had a couple other heats, or maybe one more heat after we were done, but we just happened to be the 2 brave girls that were there, and I did not win. I got second place, but second place still got me a cool little Addie bag, and it's just the right size for all the patterns that I got today and yesterday. Fit in here nicely, and they're not getting all crumbled, which is really cool. And in the bag, I had a bunch of cool little things. I had cable needles, stitch holders, gauge matchers, scissors, row counter, all this cool stuff came in there, which was really fun. So I totally scored. So I got all my yarn, I got all that, and I got to see my knitting teacher who taught me to knit in 2000, Athena, my knitting goddess. I saw her in a couple places today, Common Threads and at the La Dolce Vita Alpaca Farm to end both of our days. And I also met some of my past classmates, which was fun, and met a bunch of new friends. So that was really cool. It was a really neat experience getting out into the knitting community and locally and meeting people and seeing other people traveling from around to come out and support the San Diego yarn shops. Oh, also, you have a passport that you got stamped at each of the locations, and if you complete all the locations, you turn in your passport to any of the yarn shops or the alpaca farms, each of the locations had 2 huge baskets full of yarn, patterns, you name it, all kinds of stuff. totally packed, jam-packed, big, beautiful baskets all around the county at each of the locations. So even if you didn't go to all of the locations, you could enter to win the raffle, which is that. And the grand prize only goes if you've gone to all of the locations. Is a $500 shopping gift certificate that's good for any of the shops that participated. Oh, and including the Yarn Over truck. I don't know if I mentioned that. They came from LA and they were today at the Needlecraft Cottage. But they were at 4 different locations, so each day they were somewhere new. So that's really cool, and I'm looking forward to hopefully having some good luck. I know I didn't win first place for the fastest knitting, but you never know. Anything could happen, right? So anyways, I just wanted to share my little story basically on how much fun I had during the yarn crawl, and my hubby came along with me yesterday evening to the alpaca farm at a simpler time, and then he toughed it out with me all day today. Lots of patience, and thanks to Common Threads, they had a men's table outside of the shop, which was really adorable. They had men's interest magazines, like Men's Health and National Geographic and all that stuff. And my husband always brings us paper, so it was awesome because he's like, oh, this table's for me. He already knew. It was great. So special thanks to them. Thanks to all the sponsors. There were that are for all the awesome little bags, or all these cool people, and all the designers and yarn people that came out, made it really special and fun, and all the yarn shops that, you know, extended their hours or extended their labor so that they were busy, and all the people that came out to support it. It was a really fun event. I enjoyed it, and I look forward to doing it again in the future. Take care.